That's chunky, man. That is some, hold on. Damn. How do you make this sound, man? That's like a... It's like a guitar through like 3 metal zones. A bit crusher. It's thick. Sorry, I'm just like vibing to this. What's going on, folks? How's everybody? We haven't really officially started yet. I'm taking a sip of water. Can anyone guess what I'm drinking from right now? My bare hands. That would be weird. You would just hear like a lot of slurping, like. This is Crypt of the Necrodancer music, but it's like an expansion that came out. It's from the Rift of the Necrodancer. All right, I think I'm ready now. You ready? Let's go. What's going on, everybody? Happy Wednesday. Godot development stream for the Metallurgic training art. We got Connell, Tage, 1, 2, 3. Zorak, what up, Clovy girl? Neve, how you doing? Coco Makoma, say hi to Mox. Oh God, oh I know you. I still don't know who that. Wait, I do know who that is. Mox informed me they know who that is, but I've never met this person, so it's weird that they like recognized my username and then tied me back to Mox and then said that they knew who I was because of Mox. So that's exciting. I think they've been in chat before. Maybe. I just don't know who they are, personally. I was surprised by that. That was very interesting. Those of you that were guessing what I was drinking out of, I don't know where my water bottle is. So I'm just drinking out of a mason jar. Well, actually, it's a ball mason jar. Does Mox introduce me to people as Zeppelin? No, she does. Or no, they don't. I am introduced with my name. Why does water taste so good out of a glass jar? Has science discovered why this is the case? My name is Zeppelin. My online name is Zeppelin, yes. Also, new shirt, by the way. This is the first time I've worn this shirt since thrifting it. This shirt feels so good. I don't know what the like fabric blend is, but it feels so good to wear. Can you get a zoom in? Nah, you can't. It's just they're little ghosts. You don't like drinking with the weird screw pattern on the outside? That's part of the reason I like it. The micro glass shards add taste. I like the ridges. It's ribbed for her pleasure. That's good. It tastes better. I don't know why. What are we doing today, by the way? Today is Wednesday, as was previously stated. That means it's a Meta Olympic training arc day. What is the Meta Olympic training arc? If you're asking yourself that question, get ready to find out. That's right. That's right. It's a Meta Olympic training arc day. We have a little bit of stuff to do. We have like a small list of things that we need to take care of today. Nicole Cannoli, Bearded Joe, what's going on? How are y'all? Scoop, let's just take a quick peek at our to-do list. Today on the docket, we're going to finish the team builder and lay the bones for the game select screen. So basically, we need to do some pixel art involving the ready and cancel icons that we need to make for the screen. Yo, Vissa, what up? I want some so everywhere in the meta right now, except for the menu where you can update like the sound settings, there's not really any buttons with text on them, and the start screen, I guess. Very minimal. Overall, like the navigation and like the functionality of the app is a lot of iconography. So we need to make icons, I think, for readying up, and then a cancel icon that takes us back to the meta main scene. Then we're going to build out like the very basic bones of the game select scene. And then we're going to throw some buttons on it just to get like a script going that will take us back to the team builder that we were just in. And then also a button that takes us all the way back to the meadow like we're canceling out of the event. So that's what we have to do today. But before we do that, how's everybody doing? What's going on, everybody? How you doing today? It's a Wednesday. We made it halfway through the week. I hope everyone's having a good week so far. It's been kind of a slow week, has it not? You wanted to go to sleep early, but now you're doing 2v2 Minecraft small ant lockout? Are you watching it? Or are you like, what does that mean? I know what a lockout like bingo is. Have you tried exclamation point come? Aricia, what's up? The Bingler. This week is dragging. You can't believe it's only Wednesday. I'm in agreement. It's been quite slow. What should exclamation point come do? I saw a lot of it in Appalach's chat earlier today. What if it was tied to it should just weird? What if it was tied to like a webhook that like sent like snow falling from the top of the screen? Oh, jeez. What's love? Wait, what's that word you just exclamation point did, Aricia? I don't know what that is, and I don't want to say it out loud. Snow or some wetness? I said snow because, you know, implement a counter that just counts up. Oh, it's a toy brand. Web-connected vibe. Gulp. It activates when chat pays money. Nah, dude, y'all are crazy. That's not allowed on Twitch. That gets banned ASAP, right? I hope. This is a clean, God-fearing platform, okay? Hold on, let me take another sip out of my jar. Dude, this is a good move. I might start drinking out of this exclusively. Chilled Chaos has it. Is that the piss jar? Yes, it is. Official. Finally, it's been leaked. The piss jar. Whoa! Yo, what up, Dragon Hunter? Thank you so much for the resub. 10 months. Wow, much appreciated. You've been AdSense too long. What are the teams going to be in Meta Olympics? Every Meta Olympic game that we're trying to put together is going to have 2 teams. And the reason for that is because I want to be able to stack the teams in such a way where we can balance the stats. You have a ton of these jars? We do, like everybody in the South has a ton of these. Maybe it's not just the South. I feel like these jars find their way into people's homes all over the place. It's like every house I go into, you open a cabinet, boom, ball jar. It always has like these fruit engraved on the side. Dragon Hunter, hope you've been doing well. It's good to see you back. How else would you store your used cat whiskers? Well, it's funny you say that because I don't have them in a bell or a ball jar. I keep them in this mystical box of trinkets, but they're in a small glass vial that's all corked up. And then I just add to it. Sorry, my camera doesn't like refocus. Look at all these whiskers, man. There's like maybe 50 whiskers in here. Show Mahjong trinkets. I have 3 Mahjong tiles from a thrift store. Can you get a cat potion update? I haven't ever shown y'all the cat potion, have I? Hold on, let me go grab it. Those unawares, the 1,000 follower goal is to consume a cat potion I found in the woods on stream. Yo, Tyler, what's up? Fantastic nails, by the way. They looked really good. Where'd you get them done? Well, actually, don't tell me that. You might dox yourself. Either way, whoever was doing it was skilled. I'll be right back. I'm gonna go get the cat potion. We're pretty close. We're like a third of the way there, or like 2/3. No, 3/4 of the way there. All right. This is extremely sensitive information, okay? You went to the nail artist your wife goes to? They did a great job. Surely the cat potion is safer than Play-Doh. Maybe. Who knows? Look, y'all can hear me. I'm loud. Well, see, here's the thing. Mox is also very soft-spoken. I'm like so loud on stream. When I have to talk, I project streamer voice. Expiration date? I don't know. This was found in the woods. Are y'all ready to see it? Look at it! It's an actual, like, literal cat girl potion. You drink it out of their ear, dude. What are you looking at? This is the cat girl potion. Sorry, hold on. It's hard to see. Let me put it up against... Explain more about how I found it. So there is a trail semi-ish close to where I live that operates as kind of like a shortcut between 2 major hubs in this area. Jellyfish vibes, what up? I was on that trail. Thank you, I just got this. I thrifted it. It feels really nice to wear. It's very soft. I was on that trail. I was cutting through to try to get to a taco place much faster. And there's always this tree. Like, have you ever seen like an overturned tree due to like the weather or something blowing it over, and then like you can see like the underside of its roots or whatever? This cat girl potion was just sitting, it was like stuck underneath, like in the dirt of the roots in like the Georgia red clay. I saw like, it was like poking out. It was like poking out like this. All I saw was like part of its head. And I was like, what the crap? Pulled it out. It's got liquid in it. I can feel it. It's also kind of heavy. So I brought it home. And at 1,000 followers, we're gonna drink it on stream, whatever it is. Yo, Mild, what up? And we'll see what happens. It's pee? I don't know. Maybe. I did hear that, like, in that video I watched, that was like the 8-hour breakdown of The Witch movie by Robert Eggers. They talked about how, like, people that would practice, like, witchcraft would pee in a bottle and then they would seal it up with, like, other things, like their hair, small stones, maybe some, like, leaves of some plants. And then they would leave it, like, under a bridge to protect the bridge or something like that.
Ooh.
You're working on the art swap. Ooh, I know who I have. I'm excited. I have to do some thinking about what I'm going to do for the art swap for this person, but I'm excited. I'm very excited. You would not drink that? Why? Tidge? You found the product online, it's literally Riesling. Yeah, whatever you found online might be Riesling. This was not, this is mysterious bottle found in the woods version of that. There's nothing saying that someone couldn't have bought whatever product you're talking about online and then emptied it out. Does it say Mosseland on it? It says nothing, it's a cat. I had to dust it off, it was all dirty and crap. It had like dirt all over it. Georgia red clay sticks to stuff quite a lot. Zorak knows the path. Is there a way to test a liquid to see if it's pee before you consume it? Is it gonna be revealed who got who afterwards? Yes, it will be. Smell it? Do a pH test? Like what are those things you dip in a fish tank? Would that work? Yo, chef, what's up? How you doing? It doesn't look open? Yeah, it's resealed, whatever it is. When you open it, tell me if it pairs well with spicy cuisine. All right, so we know what we're working on today. We've talked about the cat girl potion. You're designing a game for freaks, TCG? No, this isn't a trading card game. This isn't the Dan Giesling show. Are you designing a game for freaks? You know what I've realized? By the way, I discovered today that there is strip Riichi Mahjong. I don't know how it works, but it does exist. Any betting game? So in that game, do you like, when you go to do Riichi, do you like take off your shirt or something and put it on the table? And then if you don't get Riichi, you lose the shirt forever? Also, I found out that there is a Riichi Mahjong club in Atlanta. And I'm gonna go, man. I'm gonna go to it. I'm gonna try to find a day to go when they meet up. I'm gonna eat the tiles live in person. It's gonna be awesome. When I joined the Discord, someone knew who I was in there and I was like, what? It has its own anime waifu, like mascot, just like Mahjong Soul. Make all the aunties bow down to my Mahjong skill. I think most of the people there are like people of my disposition. Just based on the Discord. I perused it for a moment. Everyone has like anime profile pictures and there's a lot of queer people. So we'll see. We'll see. If the vibe is weird, I might scoot on out, but I mean, I think most of the people there are either like fans of anime or queer, which there's like a huge, the Venn diagram is basically a circle, right? All right. So hold on real quick. Let's open up the project and stuff. I need to see what kind of like real estate we're working with the doohickey, the buttons we need to make. Did you even know it was me who duck dong ditched you? What is duck dong ditch? Also, Zorak, God, I was laughing so hard at your Chungus revelations today. That was so funny. Sine calculations? You're doing math? All right, hold on. Sad you missed the Chungus news. I pinned it. I pinned like something during it so you can go back and look. There's a new sticker in the Discord now. Okay, so looking at this, back in here, this is the button we have presently that takes us back to the meadow, like the main meadow scene. I don't like it. I would rather there be like a more square button occupying this space that is a symbol of some variety, either a big like red X or I don't know, like a back button or something along those lines, something iconography style. A reverse arrow. I've made those before. I made a reverse arrow for Spectrum of Shadow. It was harder than I expected it to be for like the resolution we were working with, but Spectrum of Shadow's resolution is the same as the Meadows. Maybe I could just rip it. Well, the problem with that arrow icon is that it's not square. It's not squarular. Sorry, I'm just looking at it again. Tage, did you look at the Chungus news? The Chungus revelations? The part that Zorak linked to is not even the funniest part to me. The funniest part to me is the one where he's like looking over at the world. He's like in space and he's looking over at the world, and then he like tries to walk off the edge of a cliff, but he doesn't fall. And then he turns around and he just goes, "I will live with my sins." And that's it. I'm gonna show Mox that later. I actually sent that, I timestamped that at that, like the start of that little monologue. And I sent it to Mox and I was like, don't watch this without me, but remind me to watch this with you later. It's important. You can't deliver onions anymore? I love this game. This was the best game in UFO 50. You want to know what Mox said when I sent that, by the way, Zorak? Mox said, "I don't trust you." Mox is right on this one? No, man, it's so funny. It's so funny. I think what we'll do is we'll do 32 by 32 pixel buttons. Because this is 1, 2, 3, 4, that's 8. Times 4 is 32, and then 1, 2, 3, 4. We'll have 32 by 32. Proton, good evening. Hold on, real quick. I just want to like block this out. Freaking banjo music, dude. Juice redeems. Tage, that's the part I'm talking about. That's comedy gold, man. Look at all these juicers. Shula Dame, how you doing? That's not a banjo. It's from Banjo-Kazooie, that's what I mean. Obviously. Jellyfish vibes. Hey, Jellyfish, did you ever download Mahjong Soul? I remember you had some trepidations regarding it. You were going to, but... You were addicted to your other games with their Lunar New Year events. I got you. I understand. I understand. You can miss this event. We'll catch you on the non-event side. Wait, hold on. Where's my other square? What the? It's because it was a child of this one for a minute there. All right, blocking this out, how are we feeling? That looks pretty good. That looks pretty good. I'm not a huge fan of like the way this is laid out overall. Like this scene is, I don't like it that much. I think we could do better with like the way the meadowlings are spawned in and all that good stuff. We could at least start like, I don't know. I want them to start like center and then move around and out. Any snakes in chat? Also, you don't really know if Japanese Mahjong that well compared to Chinese. That was your other hesitation. I'm sure you'd pick it up quick enough. Platinum Fox, what up? How are ya? Year of the Snake. You're closing on your house at the end of next month and leaving for Brazil tomorrow? Yo, are you moving to Brazil? Congratulations on closing your house. Happy Lunar New Year to you guys as well. I went to a Lunar New Year party last year that was really fun. We ate bao buns. Okay, I think this will work. Let's do... Oh, you're visiting family? Dang, I was gonna say, y'all picked a great time to bail. What the heck? Delete related animation tracks on these color racks? I must have had something else selected. Okay. Maybe that's why all the ginger is gone at the store? Oh, for Lunar New Year stuff. That's true. Yo, wait, Proton, you want to see what I got? Well, you want to see what Mox got me? Hold on, I'll be right back. Check this out. Mox got me this like yesterday. It's a little bird watching booklet. It's like you get to like pick bird identifications. You can log them in this little journal and then sketch them. Jeez, y'all can't see anything. But it's small enough to fit in my purse. And it's got like all these cool little identifying tidbits. It's cute. We be looking out for birds. You're wearing your pigeon sweater? Mox always finds good stuff. They think they're not a good gift giver, but they're really clued in on stuff that I like to carry around and have on me. All right, so we know what we want to do. We need a cancel button, and then we need a like confirm button. A streamer got you playing an MMO that came out 2 weeks after you were born and was officially shut down in 2013, but lives on through an officially sanctioned private server set. City of Heroes. I remember City of Heroes. Didn't they also make like City of Villains? Birdwatching is a two-way street. Keep this in mind. It will be important 3 days and 13 hours. Dude, so there was like a huge owl. I can't remember what kind it was. Was it a barred owl? I think it was a barred owl sitting outside our window for like hours one day. I was looking at it with my binoculars and it just like turned its head all the way around and locked eyes with my soul through the binoculars for like 15 seconds. And I was like, ah! It was awesome. What about City of Deuteragonists? Choco Bunny, what's up? How are you doing? My soul has eyes? Yeah, they're sitting right behind my eyes. It's like the windows of the soul, right? That owl was sick, man. Okay, hold on. Let's get a 32 by 32 canvas up here. Scoop. We got the Meadow color palette already pre-jacked here. So we need a cancel button. The souls have eyes. Wow. The dark souls have eyes. What's that icon that you see a lot of the time? It usually represents logging out. It looks kind of like this. You know what I mean? Log out icon. It points in either direction, it looks like. Leaving through a door. The leave door? Maybe we try something like that? Yo, Exovims, what up? How you doing? Give me like halfway in. What one game from UFO 50 would you tell someone to play to try to sell them on the game as a whole? That's a tough question, because I feel like the games that I like the best have like learning curves that I think most people would shy away from. Your favorite is Seaside Drive? It's a good pick. It's a good pick. I think for me, like my favorite game I think is Onion Delivery, which is ironic because when I first played it, I was like, what the fuck is this garbage? I was mostly just mad. Give me a second here. We're kind of feeling it out. What else would there be though? But if not Onion Delivery, then maybe like I think Campanella would be a pretty easy sell. I mean, I like Campanella. I think it represents like a good culmination of the difficulty you might expect from the game. Maybe also Party House. Mini and Max. I need to go back and like beat that game. I never got like really deep into that one. Surely I'll play that one day. I do want to. I do want to. Yeah. I'm not done with UFO 50. We've just taken kind of a long sabbatical in Grimstone. Mini Max takes place in the Party House house. I knew that much. Someone on the subreddit posted a really cool like graph. It was like a visual chart that had like all of the linked worlds of UFO 50, like drawing lines between like all of them, and like you could see like which ones were kind of isolated in their own little pocket that were like not related to any of the other games, but then like some of them were webbed out and created ties to all these other things. It was cool. And then like also, I think one of the party goers from Party House is in Night Manor. Like the person you're playing as in Night Manor. Zorak, did you find it? Yeah, that's the thing I was talking about. Except I didn't see the little pilot drawing in the bottom left corner. That's so cute. This is not the chart I saw. This is a different one, but it's very similar. Like they have the similar connections. Block Koala all by itself. It's so good. That's so good. Okay, hold on. Do you get a new gaming PC or a VR kit? Grommel, what up? What if you could do both? Porque no los dos? How far away? This is like this far away? Yeah, I mean, personally, I can't do VR. I mean, I tried to do VR, but it was also like cheap VR headset stuff, which is probably like, you know, my own fault in that situation. And it made me want to throw up. Like, it was like a speed run making me want to throw up. Whatever you decide to do, you better act fast. Because that stuff is about to get really expensive. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Wait, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. This looks kind of goofy. Hold on. I don't mind this. We need to do some like shading and whatnot. That's the problem. I think it would be better if it was all darker and then we did like light highlighting. Does it affect Canada? Maybe. It's going to be interesting to have a deadline on a project. It's a long deadline with 14 days. You should have about 40 hours on the low end and 80 on the high end. Curious to see if you'll get it done. Yeah, Mild, you're welcome to go as crazy as you want on the project. I don't want you to like burn yourself out or feel super stressed about it though. So, you know, just keep in mind that it's all for fun. It's all for fun. I'm very excited to see what you come up with though. Does this look good or should we do, hold on. That looks kind of neat. That looks kind of neat. I mean, ultimately, I'm the one interfacing with this, so I'm the one that needs to know what things do. So I don't want to like get too galaxy brained over it. I do think, though, we should adhere to the rounded squares. You like the highlights on the button? I do too. It adds a lot of depth. Depth is importante. All right, let's say this is good enough just to like keep ourselves moving. I'm going to real quick. I'm going to save this. Scoop. Or I could just export it out real quick. Exit the button. .png. Saving this in the... This is the part where I always forget where I saved the Meadow client on my computer. Okay, I found it. Assets, graphics, exit button. Okay. That's been saved. Now we need to do another button that's basically like a... Cool, let's go. Arrow pointing away from sideways pilot helmet. Yo, it is kind of pilot's helmet-ish. Not on purpose, not by design, but maybe on accident. New 32 by 32. This is the harder one. This is like the green button, like cool, we're good to go. Should I just do the same thing but green and then the opposite direction? That might kind of look cool. Let's just see what it looks like. Actually. Go back. Mid green, dark green, light green. I don't dislike it. It doesn't really make sense. Now it just looks like C. Let's see how these look in the project, though. Let's see how these look in the project. I need to find out how to like configure a default export route. Okay. These have been exported. They are in our they're in our project now, at least they should be. B. We need to update the sprite on the cancel button, which is a texture button. We can clear the texture out. This is the cancel button. Exit button. Holy crap, what the? Okay, that's where this would go. And then we need the continue button, which is going to be a new texture button that is not a parent of anything but this, or a child of anything but this. Texture button. This is going to be the continue button. Whoops. Textures, continue button. Drag this puppy down here. Scoop. See, that reminds me, what's a pirate's favorite letter? You might think it's R or one of the 7 C's, but no, it's in fact P. Without that, they would be irate. I thought for sure a P joke was inbound. But +2. Ooh, boy. Okay, well, I don't like the way this looks right off the rip. Just because of the offset. We can fix that. We need to move these over like a set number of pixels. Try this. And then this. That. That looks fine. This looks fine. So long as, like, see how these two, like, these are between these two squares? That's, like, centering those up. The arrows are kind of, like, off kilter, but it actually kind of looks visually sensible. It's like, hey, keep going this way or go back the other way. And I also don't know why in my brain moving to the left takes you back to the previous screen. I guess because, like, categorically we're going from, like, one screen to the next screen to the next screen. But they're not, like, intrinsically tied that way. But let's see, we need to make sure we turn on the mouse filtering. It doesn't matter if it stops or not. We need to... What's the button? We need to change the mouse cursor. It's going to be the pointer hand. Did I change it on this one too? We'll make it pass through, I guess, just to keep it similar with this one. And I did change both of those. Like, it doesn't need to pass through, but why not? Okay, it'll still capture the mouse input. So then we have this. There's gonna have to be some logic ascribed to our scene here to, like, prevent this button being clicked, as long as, like, it can only be enabled if there's at least one meddling on each team, but that's pretty easy to do. We'll just, like, we'll create some validation. But for now, we need to hook this button up. On continue button up. This is going to do the stuff. Where's my other button? Dum, ba-dum, bum, bum. Okay. Here, you know what? Let me put this here. And then we're gonna have to bring the transition out scene in here and then hook up its transition out animation done to move to a new scene that doesn't exist right now. But either way, let's at least log that it's being clicked to see if that's functional. Boot it up. God, it's so bright. Beep, beep. Okay, they are functional, or at least they are hoverable. The click bounds for them are quite large. We didn't give ourselves a lot of room in terms of like accidentally clicking on one or the other, but I think we can remedy this. We can change like the extents, or we can like move them apart a little bit more. But for now, I mean, let's see if this actually registered. It should have. Continue clicked is working, yes. Randomized position called. I wonder what this, where is this coming from? It's in the team builder. Oh, it's jiggling the text. This is what jiggles the text. Or the, yeah, like the team numbers. I'm trying to remember. So we saw in our log, we had a null output. So the team was null for something. It looks like it's null on occasion. Oh, it's when we drag them out. Okay, we don't need this log anymore. Yeah, it's like, it's jiggling. We're gonna have to like spice this up with a lot of different sound effects, methinks. This is still functional. Okay. Now there is a handful of stuff I wanna make sure that here, let's add some stuff to the list. Well, let's check off some stuff. But then first, let's add a few things to the list. I want to ensure Team A and Team B, and every time you add a meddling, it's going A or B. The sound effects. Ensure team state is cleared on meadow entry. We just need to make sure that that is happening when we exit, because right now the state probably, I don't know if it's holding on to whether or not we are it doesn't look, yeah, it doesn't look like we're doing anything to our team. So the team is being saved via, where are you? Where's my state object for this? Data.meddlings. This is getting like the meddlings that we need to spawn. When we drag a teammate into state.teams. We need to make sure that state.teams gets essentially nuked back to normal. What is it on initialization? I don't remember. Teams looks like this. Yeah, we need to nuke it. I'm just gonna make a function. That just basically does this. And we can call this whenever we are entering the main scene. This should be like a harmless thing to do. I don't want to do it in the reset state because that resets like the entire game state. Also get this semicolon out of here, which will get rid of like our meddlings and stuff. But resetting the team should be fine there. So that, okay. I added it to the list and then immediately did it. Do y'all do that? Is that like a behavior y'all employ when you're working on stuff? It's like you think of something to do, you put it on a list, and then you immediately do it. Is there like any point to that? Also, I got my Paperwhite. My Kindle is here. I'm excited to read in the dark and also in the bathtub. Sorry, I got a Snapchat I had to respond to. Dopamine for marking the list. They're real nice. It's nice to see you were productive. That's true. That is true. Okay. Average Atlas Thirst Trap. Wait, did he Snapchat you too? You don't have Snapchat? Yeah, but also caught. All right, so we have, these are for the next scene. We're knocking these things out fast today. Hold on, let's just chill for a sec. Let's think about this a little bit. We have the team builder working. We have icons that swap them out. Is there a way to make them look, well, we need to put some validation. Here, let's do the thing. Dopamine hit. Continue button. Validation. I'm gonna rename this to continue icon because we're calling it continue button elsewhere. Continue button validation. So what does this mean? This means we just need to make it so the button either is unclickable while there are not team members in both teams, or we just let it be clickable, but inside the event that's handling the click for it, we say, are there at least one member on each team? If so, cool, let's go. If not, then get them out of here. Like, let's not do anything with this click event. I like the idea of disabling it first. So by default, then, this should be enabled false or disabled true, whatever the property is. Disabled, we can put a different icon in if it's disabled. You know what, let's do that. Just to give us a visual indicator that it is not ready to do something. I think the easiest way to do that is to just make it like, we can't do purple because the background is purple. Maybe we should do, like, we can do this like gray. This will look like a desaturated. Grayscale. There's not technically a gray in the Meadow, which is a limitation of its color palette, but I'm using that for shaders. What did he say? It's not a thirst. Okay. Let me export this. Give me a second. All right, and then continue button disabled. We're going to come back in here. This is disabled by default, and you can see it updates its color. That actually looks kind of good. It doesn't necessarily give that it's clickable, but what we can also do when it's not clickable is we can change the mouse type on hover. Actually, I wonder what happened. This is the default cursor. If it's disabled by default, does it do like the circle with a cross through it, or does it it looks like it still does the pointer finger. Yeah, it still does pointer finger. I have an idea. We can update that through code, just like anything else. So let's just set this to default. What is it called? Forbidden? Forbidden. This is a rat jam for sure. I love Campanella, man. It slaps. The music is good. The gameplay is fun. What does this do? Okay, that's what I want. Little like circle with a cross in it while it's disabled. So now let's just do some logic to it when it's clicked. Yeah, Camp 2 is also really good. Campanella 3, I don't remember the soundtrack of much. I think it's because that game is like so frenetic and you have to like focus in on it so hard that it's easy to let the music slip through your mind. Okay. Let's look at update stat aggregate. Because this function is called anytime we add or remove people from teams. We could still do this here. But it feels weird to do it in this function that's doing something very specific. Maybe we just make a new function. Yeah, let's do it in its own function. Oh, is it because of Microsoft Teams? What do we call something that's not a team? Squad? Equipo? Let's do continue button check. No. I'm just gonna call it button validation, because this is the only one that needs validation. Actually, this is going to return a bool, and it is going to basically just return state.teams red dot size greater than 0, and same thing for blue dot size is greater than 0. So this will just return that, and then what we'll do in here, we'll say if button validation, what did I call it? Button validation? If button valid, let's just call it button valid. If button valid, we will take the continue button, set disabled to false. It's kind of weird. The reason I want to do it this way instead of setting it to like the opposite of the return of this is because I also want to swap out the sprite to... Actually, I don't know if we need to do that. I think it'll handle it on its own. Let's see. Here's what we'll do. So if the button is valid, disabled will be false. It's kind of dumb that they do this like negative stuff. Undertale Jazz, yes, this is, what's his name? Insane in the Rain. Insane in the Rain, all lowercase, no spaces. Insane in the Rain music, extremely good musical artist. Oh, you're familiar? Got you. And then we have to do the same thing in the red team. We actually need to do it, we have to do it in a lot of different spots. I wish there was a different hook for this, but it's okay. It's not that smelly, to be honest. I mean, it is smelly, but it's not that bad that it's that smelly. If button valid, Chib explaining. Oh my god, that was during that stream where he was playing with the IR on the Switch controller, and that was like the first time anyone... Well, it wasn't the first time people had seen his face, but that was wild. Ah, crap, I didn't summon people. Go back. That was so dumb. He spent like that entire stream just playing with the functionality of the controller. I don't know what I expected otherwise, but it was funny. Okay. Ah, okay. Invalid access to property or key read on base object of type property dictionary. Should I do dot notation? Would you be happier with dot notation? What am I doing? Hold on, let me... Oh, they're all capitalized. That's why. Let's do dot notation. I like doing dot notation where possible. What? Invalid operands callable and int in operator greater than. It thinks I'm trying to do a callable like a function. Sorry, I thought I heard a crashing sound. State.teams.red.size is greater than 0, and state.teams.blue.size is greater than 0. Wait, size is a function. I always forget this. It's a function that returns. It's not a property of like a dictionary or an array inside of Godot. I always forget that. That's so weird. I'm not used to that because in JavaScript it's just dot length and you get the length of the array. No, I forgot to summon people again. Maybe we should disable that if there's nobody in the meadow. All right, so this, if this works the way I want, this will turn green upon becoming disabled or enabled. Yes, it did, but the mouse cursor doesn't change. I see. Okay, that can be arranged. That can be addressed. Kind of annoying, because that's why I was wanting to do it this way. How do you change that property? That's the question. I saw that it's accessible. Default cursor. Is there a way to add like different cursors? Probably with like themes. We'd have to say mouse underscore default cursor shape. And then we'd have to supply it with one of these values, which we want pointer hands. Cursor pointing hand. What is this property called again? Mouse default cursor shape. Can I click you? Mouse default cursor shape. All right, you know what? Here. You win, okay? You win. Return nothing. Instead, just run the check here. And if it's true, then the button becomes the opposite of this output. So if this is true, it's going to be false. And then also continue button dot default mouse default cursor shape is going to be, is this like equal to something, or do I have to pass? This is a property, not a function, I think. If true, false, end. Look. What is this project? This is the meadow, the thing you see below you, Timmy. We're working on the team builder stuff. Do I set this? Hold on, go back. Wow. Hope you're doing well, by the way. Welcome in, welcome in. Where's this located? This is in the, it's part of the control nodes properties. It was greasy out there? What does that mean? You got snow? Very sour about it too?
Yeah.
I also get upset when it snows, primarily because the entirety of our world grinds to a halt. Let's just type, what was it? In here. Cursor pointing hand. Here's the problem. I don't think this is how they want us to do this. Like, I can't. I can't foresee this being like how it will set something. But this is a good time to learn. You posted a bad... Oh yeah, I remember seeing that. The snow is about 1.5 feet. Jesus. 1.5 feet? I've never... Well, I have seen that much snow in my life, but never down here. Never where we are. That would be catastrophic, I think, down here. Yo, Madakan Queen, what up? How you doing? Okay, we had a feeling this would happen. Invalid assignment of property or key with type string on base texture button. Okay, well then what do you want? It looks like we have a setter value or a setter function for it. Yo, Juice Redeem. Welcome in, welcome in. Happy Wednesday to you as well. Hope it's going good. Halfway through the week already. And by already, I mean, holy crap, this is taking forever. Whoa, that's crazy. Small world that you guys, like, cross paths in that way. Mouse default cursor shape. Do I need to use the getter and setter? It says default 0. Here, let's try this. Let's just use integer values on this. Excuse me, I want to go back to my script. Let's use integer values. This will put it back to like a default pointing hand if it works. If it doesn't work, we'll look into using the setter.
Yeah!
You watched a film production of Waiting for Godot in high school and you loved how intentionally weird and awkward the whole thing was? What happens in Waiting for Godot? I feel like I've seen it, but I don't remember. Wait, no, I'm thinking of Flowers for Algernon. Booleans are so 2010, we need a new type. Megabool. If states are true, false, neither, both, maybe true-ish, false-ish. It depends. Clock %2 or clock mod 2. Okay, so that is how it wants us to do that. But what is the value for the pointer finger? Is this indexed in this? So when we look at this, forbidden, this would be 0, 1, 2. Pointer hand is what we want. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 is forbidden. So let's do 2. And then we're gonna add an else condition here as well. Whoop. Hello? I think my E key is starting to break. Let's see if this works. Not much happens. Unsurprisingly, you're also a huge fan of Yorgos Lanthimos. Poor Things, Enjoyers Rise Up, and The Lobster. What does clock mod 2 do? Isn't that just taking like your internal clock speed and then like getting whether or not it's an even or odd value at that point in time? E key is breaking from typing P so much? Maybe, actually. I love Poor Things. I tried to watch it on the flight out to Seattle and Mox got mad at me. It worked. All right, we're in business. Sicko mode. You watched Dogtooth? I have not seen that one. No, that's an awkward movie. What do you mean, porn movie? People call it a porn movie because there's a lot of sex in it. But I don't think that necessarily qualifies it to be a porn movie. People are prudes. I guess it's fair for people to call it a porn movie if I called Baldur's Gate 3 a porn game, because it is a porn game. But I love the movie in general. It was like one of my comfort films last year. Yiffweed and the lily pad. Baldur's Gate 3 is not a porn game. Okay, okay. You thought it was kind of weird in the Brutalist when they made you watch old-timey porn. What's old-timey porn like? Is it boring or is it like crazy? Are you talking about Monster Musume? What's Monster Musume? I want to watch, you know what movie I want to watch? There's it got nominated for some like Oscars, I think, in animation. It's called Flow. I have no idea what it's about, but it has like a little black cat on the cover and I want to see it. You torrented a 70s feature porn film recently? In the movie, it was like an old-timey porn movie, but it was a dude giving oral sex to a woman. Animated cat movie, yes, Flow. The wiki page contains information about many such things as Minotaur girls. Are you talking about, is Monster Musume about Minotaur girls? Zora, can you expand more on what it's been like to live with your sins? Is that how Zork was created? You're like literally living with them in the house? I thought you said flubber. The ones who are Minotaur girls are just normal anime girls with like one bull feature. Like a septum piercing. Or like horns. Monster Musume is an anime about monster girls. That's the wiki you linked when Minotaur Girl got posted. Zorak, you should play Mahjong Soul. The anime is safe for work. Is Food Wars considered safe for work? Because that is not safe. If they're on the same level, then they're lying to you. I had to stop watching Food Wars because I couldn't break my no porn streak. That's lasted my entire life. Yeah, I've never seen a naked body. Poor Things is really good, but I've never seen it all the way because I look away every time there's porn. Zorking on Mahjong until I pawn her chi. What's Zorking, by the way? I'm also curious. All right, let's look at our list. It's been a minute. Let's take a look. We have validation in our continue button. Game select scene is where we're at in our to-do. Can I just code the game? You're so invested. Flow is about a cat and some other animals which have to overcome their differences to survive as the world floods. It's also the first movie rendered in Blender. Wow. Fancy. I'll have to check it out. It looked really cute. Like, and by literally, all I've seen was the title screen. Wait till you hear about Cloud Meadow. Wait, is that game that is a porn game? With like animals and people, like people animals? I have heard of that game. We saw it. It got like recommended to us as a YouTube video let's play or something like that, and I was like, what the fuck is this? So we quickly turned it off. What's Karen's Prison? Best Meadow game ever for now. Cloud Meadow. I remember seeing that years ago. Karen's game? Karen's Prison is a porn game? There's a lot of porn games, huh? He read reviews of it on stream. That would be fun. Read porn game reviews on stream just to like get a finger on the pulse of the community surrounding a game like that. All right. We need to start building out the base scene for the game selection. This is the scene that's going to end up having, like, if we do it right, it'll have like the 3D model of a like Yoshi style island of like the meadow that rotates depending on what game we have highlighted on the side. I haven't even really mocked up what this screen will look like. I'm gonna do that off stream probably, because that requires a lot of rumination and pontification. So I'll do that off stream. And then when we're ready to start making the assets for real, we'll start building it out on stream and like making the assets and stuff. I also need to like do some like concept sketches for the meadow orb. And by orb, I mean the like island in which everything's situated, the Yoshi style island. People can't just watch it anymore. They got to play it. You don't recommend looking up Cloud Meadow on your school computer. What about your work computer? Is that okay? Is that game, are porn games made in like studios, or is it like one solo developer usually? Or is there like, are there known entity corporations that like churn out porn games? Don't download Caves of Cud on your work computer. I already have. I almost got glot rot yesterday after stream. I continued playing a little bit. I had to bail on the cave that we were in. Look up Godot Games. I'm not going to look up anything porn game related, because I can't break my streak. They're definitely developed in a basement. Chimmy Trash, you feel guilty just knowing the answer to your questions? I have connoisseurs of the craft in my personal life that I can seek out answers from if I ever need them. How long is my streak? As long as I've been alive. It's quite impressive. Shula Dame. Caught. Average Atlas caught. Let's get this new scene. Let's get this new scene. This is going to be game select. So like 19 years. Give or take a little bit. Save this. This is going to be, how is the structure for this right now? Hold on, cancel this real quick. Just want to double check something. We have scenes, the meadow is in here. Okay, all of our globals should be in their own thing, but it looks like we have some stuff. Exterior. What is this camera doing here? Oh, that's the zoom. This needs to be moved. There needs to be some like product or project cleanup happening. I don't even think this meadow scene down here is being used. I'm pretty sure that got destroyed in favor of the main scene that's in this folder now. I did like an overhaul before we released it. This camera, I think, is also the only camera that's actually relevant. I don't think any of this stuff out here is like test scene. I don't imagine is relevant in any way. This was for when we were, what was I using this for? I don't remember. I'm gonna leave test in case we ever need like a testing environment for this. Shula Dame.
Thanks for having such a cool place to hang.
Thank you so much for the for the 6 months. Holy, much appreciated. Glad to have you here. It's been fun watching you and the others playing Mahjong and stuff. I'm glad we can all like culminate around a fun, chill game. I'm gonna keep the test scene, the meadow scene though. Don't be deceived. This looks like it has up-to-date stuff, but only because it is using the scenes from other parts of the game. You got me the trailer of Flow in the Discord. I'll definitely check that out. We knew Shuladane was one of us after the monster train. That was a great moment, yeah. I think we can safely delete this, but you know what I'll do? I'm gonna cook up a new branch to do cleanup stuff. I'll delete a bunch of stuff. I'll test to make sure the functionality still works, and then I'll merge all those differences together. I don't think I'm in the right mindset to start gutting stuff. That being said, we know we can save this in the scenes folder. I made one for Team Builder. Let's make a new one for Game Select. Okay. You should probably try to be nicer to Connell when slapping tiles. No, I think he likes the passion. He needs rivals. Yeah, he needs ops. He performs better when he has like a rivalry. There's 3 genders in City of Heroes: male, female, and huge. I like that a lot. I don't know why. You had to read that thrice not to see titties. You hear that slap, you want to see titty. Dude, the slaps of the tiles in that game, do you think they spend a lot of time sampling different like slapping sounds? I'm MTH. What's going on, Zorak? Are you okay? Did you mention you just made a character who is a tiny woman with dual flintlock pistols named Derringer? Ouch. You can have guns in City of Heroes? I thought you were a superhero, not a gun wielder. Okay, this song is the lock-in song. Let's get something done. Give me a color rect. Zorak, can we please convince you to play Mahjong with us? After all the bonding we did today, you're gonna like deny us the opportunity to play a fun game with you? The character creator is the best part. You don't want to get addicted to buying waifus? Then don't buy them. You don't have to buy them. No one's forcing you to buy them. Here, I need the color palette. It's way more fun than you thought it would be. That's what I'm saying. It's a pog time. You know yourself? I mean, that's fair. To thine own self be true and all that good stuff, but like, if you need accountability, we can like be accountable with you. For the record, I did spend more money on the game yesterday. This is not the right color purple. We need the darker one. We I unlocked 2 new characters last night. I played some ranked games. I did really good in ranked. I got 1st and 2nd place in a couple games. And I was like, you know what? Let's do some pulls. And I unlocked 2 characters. One of them is the bird lady, and she's so pretty. She's gonna be my main. I got bird lady, Qin Luan. I think that's how you pronounce it. It's Qin. And then I got some pink-haired girl that I don't remember. She's cool, but I don't like her fingers. When she's like waving at you like this in her picture, her fingers are like huge. They're so long. It's all I can look at. She's really good. I know, she's amazing. You still think your idea of Caves of Cud dating spinoff called Caves of Cuddlers is a good idea? You should make a mod. You should make a Caves of Cud mod and put that in the game. Make it like a dating sim. Make it like a random town that you come across, kind of like Bela. Bela is not random, it's always there, but it always has a quest line described to it. But make it like a town you would come across where there's like a dating sim situation. Allow you to date NPCs. Yeah, like have a, I've seen in Caves of Cud, there's like places where if you're on the overworld, you can actually go upstairs into like an elevated place, kind of like there's like a building or something that you can go up elevated in. You should make it so this like tile, this like land tile has a house in it, and it's like the bachelor house, like mansion. And then in this mansion, there's like multiple potential dating prospects that you can like romance and like sabotage and all this other stuff. You have a friend with super long fingers you've been caught staring? That means you would have to play Caves of Cud, so that's not worth it. It's a great game. It's a great game. One of the best games ever. Okay. What do we need? We need the transition in. Whoops. Let's just grab it. We also need to get the transition out for the other scene, but let's hook these up individually. Loading transition. We need the transition in to the scene, which I think plays automatically if it's visible. You don't play most games. Bayantir, what up? Transitions, hit him with the stars. Star Wars fades and slides. They do love like the weird like fade screen wipe thing, don't they? I can do that in OBS, I think. Hold on. Crap, we broke it. Okay, I have Fade Rautha. But what about like... What the crap, man? None of the other ones want to work? Lame. We? What do you mean we? Quote. Stream soon? Alright, we have transition in. Let's... Does it have good platforming? Does it let you build and manage systems? No on both of those. Not a game for you. Describe build and manage systems. Because it does let you do quite a lot of managing of systems. Factorio, yay or nay? It will not let you build a factory. Bow, bow, bow. Down, 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 down. No, I mean, Caves of Cud is not doing that. Yo, Mikal Humble Butter. The coin decides. Welcome in, Raiders. How y'all doing this evening? Mikal, I hope you had a good time playing the Lord of the Rings 3 Kingdoms game. Am I trying to get more people into Cud? The Mind Goblins have arrived. The Brungo, welcome in. What up? I mean, I think the more people that play Caves of Cud and can swap stories about their adventures in the Caves of Cud channel of the Discord, the better, because it's always fun to hear like the shenanigans and like hardships that people encounter in the game. So that's cool. But if anyone's gonna play anything right now, I would want them to play Mahjong with the rest of us. Mind Goblin this. Chimmy Trash with the juice. 2 juices. 3 even. Holy cow. What's the occasion? Wow. Mahjong is just fun, man. Also, people keep getting mad at me for how I describe it in real life. Like my friend, she like really doesn't like it when I say Mahjong. It's Mahjong, right? Mahjong, Mahjong. Mikal Humble Butter with a juice. Mikal, how long is the game you just started playing today? I almost hit that. It's So it's emphasis on the other syllable. What's the other syllable? It's around 24 to 40 hours. Holy! The first one, so it's mahjong. 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 Mahjong? Dude, I took 2 semesters of Chinese in college. One wouldn't think this because I don't know anything about it, but the language is so hard. If you have like no experience with it, the way you enunciate things changes the meanings entirely. Like doing like versus like completely different words. Tonal language, yeah, it's hard. It was hard as hell. The only thing I remember besides ni hao, yeah, is how to ask for someone's phone number. And even then, I don't know if I'm saying it right because I don't remember like the enunciation, like the tonal enunciation you're supposed to do. And then if they respond to me with a phone number in Chinese, I don't know what they're saying. I can't even count to 10. Here's how to ask for someone's phone number in Chinese. 你的电话号码是多少? And I respond, like if I get a phone call from like a robot, I always spam that. Like I spam that with my voice to see if they respond, and they just hang up. So it works pretty good for that. You watched the movie Confucius in Mandarin? Did you understand it at all? What am I doing? Oh yeah, we need to... Let's bring the transition out. We already did bring the transition out in. Kung-Fuzi? How do we do this elsewhere? Hold on, go back to the main scene. What's going on in here? Transition out is hidden already. It starts invisible, I think. The only Mandarin movie you've seen is House of Flying Daggers. I honestly don't know if I've seen any movies in Mandarin. I'm trying to think about it. I've seen plenty of movies in Japanese. I went through like an old samurai film kick where I watched like Seven Samurai. What's that other movie that has the same like lead actor? Hold on a second. Sounded like someone was yelling. Yojimbo. It was Yojimbo. I don't think I saw Sanjuro. Seven Samurai was it was a long movie, man. Ouch. Ouch. Carpal tunnel? Maybe? How do I do the... Here, you know what? I have an idea. Transition out. So this says transition in is when we show the bars. Is this like a naming convention thing where I was like, oh, the transition in is actually showing it when like you come into the scene? Or is it the opposite? I think I did it in the opposite. So the team builder brings us into the team builder. So transition in shows up and takes us there. Transition out is what happens like when we load in normally, because it loads, it's covering the screen right now, and then it leaves. So it's literally leaving the scene, so it's out of the scene. That's stupid. I don't like the way I named those. Either way, transition out. What is this? This is our transition in. Transition out is hidden because we're trying to develop against it right now. We have transition in. I don't think anything's doing. It does have connections. Transition out does not. I'm so confused. Yes, I love the BioLizard music. You like Sanjuro more? Kurosawa making Yojimbo again, and next year he made it but funny. Oh. The next year, but he made it funny. Ouch. Oy. God, I'm so sore. I always say it. It's like the day you work out, you like maybe feel a little bit of soreness later in the day. The next day is you're pretty sore. The day after that is the peak of soreness. You're like sore as hell, and then the next, like tomorrow, I'll feel normal again. Why is it like that? I'm confusing myself here. Transition in is what we need to use when we're leaving a scene. Oh, I know why it's hooked up in here. It's because we transition in to leave the scene. Okay. So then in here, when we hit the cancel button, yeah, we're transitioning in. This is kind of awkward because now we're gonna need to tell it when, like where to go. Let's say, let's create a new variable in here. We're just gonna call it scene destination. And we will, by default, we'll keep it, set to game select. And then in here on the cancel button up, we're actually gonna set this to scene destination. This will be meadow. So then what ends up happening when this transition is done, we will say if scene destination is equal to meadow. Whoops. This is a good song, dude. And then we'll do an elif because there might be multiple. If this is equal to game select, then we will change the scene to game select. Beep, boop, boop, beep, beep, boop, beep. Game select. Okay. So this will allow for this. We're going to... We need to set this to be... We can get rid of these. We know this is functional. Just for the sake of like similarity, we'll make scene destination back set to game select here. Just in case something happens and it gets like overwritten. It shouldn't at this stage. This is kind of superfluous, but either way, we'll do transition. Whoops. Transition in dot show bars. Okay. This should move us to the new scene we've just created. It's almost 1 a.m., so you gotta go. Mild, thanks for hanging out. I hope you have a great rest of your evening. Take care. Get some good sleep. That reminds you, you gotta schedule with the trainer. Alpha Q, what up? How you doing? You like that top? Thank you. It's so soft. Like, I don't even know like what material this could be made of. It's probably like a nylon cotton blend. It's definitely not just like linens or something like that. It's like really smooth and stretchy. It feels really good. I thrifted it. Okay. What was I doing? So now we have this. We need to get the... I think this will just work by default if this is on. Let's test our movement back and forth here. You never know the gems you'll find. That's what I'm saying. It's tough. I feel like thrifting has gotten more expensive as of late. And also it's like, because the quality of clothing has been replaced largely, like the amount of clothing in circulation for people is a lot of like fast fashion most of the time. So when you go to a thrift shop, you'll see like stuff that was really cheap to begin with and not very high quality being sold for like prices that are, you know, quite pricey. Okay, so that looks pretty nice. That was smooth. Let's go back here. Okay, we're in the new scene. We're stuck here because we can't do anything else, but the navigation is functional to an extent. Now in the new scene, we need transition out. Just on by default. What? What? Oh, I'm dragging the wrong thing. Scoop. Still feels good to buy something that wasn't produced to be on the shelf. True. Yeah, it does. It does. But the problem is that the prices for it haven't changed. So it's like, they're like, oh, we're going to charge you $8 for this shirt that someone paid $10 for. It's like, okay, well, what's the point? It has like stains all over it and holes in it. And it's already like about to fall apart. It went through the wash 2 times and I can see through it already. But every now and then you catch like the thing that was made in like 1982 or something, and it's like crazy high quality, and somehow it's not like moth-eaten. Okay, so we have this, our new scene here. What is the last things we had to do on our list? We've built this. We wanted to have a back to team builder and a back to meadow button. Okay. So we essentially just need to make a couple buttons. We're not going to do anything fancy right now. We'll just get them hooked up and functional. We'll make them texture buttons to start with, because I just find them easiest to work with. And I think what we'll do is we'll just drag like existing assets up in here. Yeah, let's just drag some existing assets. Let's do cancel, the cancel button. Hold on, I gotta like open this window. Oh, I can't see it because of this. Boink, okay. So this, we don't need to worry about their placement and all that stuff. Again, this is mostly just to make them functional. We'll make this one the, return to meadow. Well, it'll basically be a cancel button. And then we will make another one. Here, let's change some of the stuff on this, and then we'll duplicate it. This is going to have focus, mode. No, we don't need to do that. We need to do mouse, no filter, and then we need to pointer finger. Let's duplicate this. This will be the back to team builder button, which we'll just make use the the cancel button that we just designed, or the, what was it called? Exit button. Ugh. And then we'll move this here. And what was this? These are just like the 2 go back buttons. Of course, we would want a third button that would be like, all right, let's engage. Like, let's start the game that we just selected and all that good stuff. But for now, we'll just have these 2. let's button up on the cancel button. Well, actually, before we do that, let's get a script. This is the transition out. Why does it have this script attached to it? GameSelect.gd. Let's see. We're gonna need a scene destination again. By default, we'll just set this to a blank value, I think, actually. We might need to start like enumming these, but it's not a big deal for now. On ready, I don't know if we're gonna need this for now. So let's just empty this out entirely, but now we have a place to hook up these signals. On cancel button up. We're gonna set the scene destination to meadow. And then we're going to start the transition in. Show bars. And then we need to connect the signal that it has to animation done to this script. Yo, Sasquatch, what up? How you doing? Risk of Rain music, someone should stream this. Is Risk of Rain 2 fixed? It got broken due to that update, right? We want this. And then if scene elif. It got fixed a while ago? Y'all. If this equals team builder, then we'll do this, but we're going to move back to the team builder. Whoops. Okay. So this is functioning. I think all we need to do now is basically hook this up the same way. This will be team builder. And then we'll show the bars of the transition. Okay. So now we should have some manner of like navigability between all of our scenes presently engaged in this chain. Let's see. So now we should be able to come back here, back to the meadow. Nice. We should be able to create a small team here, moving us into the game select screen. If we cancel this, we should be going back to the meadow. Indeed. Go back in here. Our teams are zeroed out again, which is good. Otherwise, these would still be reflecting the values that we had before. Let's say I wanted to go back to the team builder. This is where it might get interesting. How did it know to do that? How did it reset? It navigated perfectly fine, but I'm worried that the values that we were being shown were not accurate to the actual teams that we have in our data. You know what? We can test this by running it again. We can look at it in the inspector. So what we'll do is we'll do what we just did. We're going to summon a handful of people. And then we will go into our team builder. Red team is gonna have Aricia and let's see, ArcoArc. We're going to go back here. And then I'm going to go back one more time, back to the team builder. Now, if we open up Godot's inspector and look at our remote running version of this, in our state global object, the teams should be, look at this. So the teams are size 2, but the arrays are empty. So it is clearing them out. How does it know to do that? Am I instantiating that in this scene? Oh, you know why? It's because we update the stat aggregate, and I think that's clearing them out. Maybe not? Ahem, it just works. Yo, Glitchy, what's up? How are you? It shouldn't. It shouldn't be just working. Here, I have a... Let's do something else real quick. Let's make sure that when we transition from this scene... Well, let's make sure this is accurately reflecting. So, we should now have objects in our remote. Indeed, we do. We have a dictionary represented by ArcoArc's name here. And then ArborCat's name here. If I go into the next scene, does it maintain that state value? It should. We're not deleting it anywhere. The animatronics get a little freaky at night. Oh boy. Oh, interesting. So it is emptying it on transition. Why? How am I sending it? We're just sending, or we're just transitioning between two scenes. So from the team builder to the game select screen, it is losing a state value. We're setting it anytime a character is dragged into the spaces. Yeah, we append them here. And then when we change the scene, let me just look at something. Yeah, we just change scene to file, game select. And then game select has nothing in it that should be doing anything to our state object. Let's just double check. So that function is only ever being called on load of the main scene. Okay, resetting teams was called. It did populated all the meadowlings and sprouts and stuff. Can I search all files for this dictionary? I can. Let's do this real quick. I just want to see if this is calling it. Let's see if it got called there. It did not. It should be at the bottom of the screen if that was the case. All right, so now we have. Open up the state. All right, these have things in them, which is good. If we continue, in here now, they did not get reset, but now they're gone. Let's search. In Team Builder, we have some logical checks on the size of them. We're appending them here. We're updating the stat aggregates. Running filters on them. We're appending to the red team here. Yeah, we're not clearing it out anywhere in this file. Where are we calling state dot reset team? Bzz. Only one place, in the main .Godot. Okay. That's weird. What happens if the filter, you think? The filter should just be in like function calls that are only happening in one spot. This is only like to remove things. If like if a meadowling is exiting, if a meadowling is being dragged out of the zone that it's in, it should be filtering them then. Is it calling the filter when this is unmounting? Like, are the characters getting are they getting removed? These functions shouldn't be getting called. Is this song from Bastion? Yo, what's up? Keltsky, how are you doing? This is a song from Into the Breach, the second game by the studio that developed FTL. Let's see if these are getting like called on scene transition for some reason. Blue team exit. I don't see why they would be. You knew you heard it before, but couldn't place it. Yeah, it's a good soundtrack. Same guy did the FTL soundtrack, and it's one of the GOATs for sure. Ah! Okay. Okay. So we have 1 and 1. Let me just check my console here. Oh, interesting. Red team exit. But nobody is exited. What does our remote say right now? They're still both the same size. I guess... Hold on, let me double check something. So that should be a red team exit. You're almost mad at yourself because the FTL soundtrack's one of your top 10. It's a good one. Yo, DJK, what's up? Back home. Hope you're doing well. We're doing great. Hope you're doing good. We are currently debugging some odd behaviors. Why is it only red team being exited as well? Did I drag it weird? Okay, there it is again. This is not correct. I wrote the exited print and the entered signal. Fuck, you're right. I was like, these are backwards. Why is it backwards? Okay. I did it right for blue team. Okay, okay. Reset me. You were lurking as you had to go at my Spectrum of Shadows game on itch. Very clever puzzle game. Thank you so much. That was made for a game jam with my good friend Average Atlas, who is not here right now, but yeah, that was a welcome in. How did you find the game? Did you just find it on Itch.io or did you find it through the stream? Okay. Boink and boink. Okay. This is good. This is good. This is correct. If we exit the area here, we should see red team exit. We do. We should see blue team exit. We do. Yo, Warrock, what's up? How you doing? Now, if we... Let's, real quick, clear our window here. If we see that console output when we transition scenes here, we'll know something is afoot. Through the stream, you were curious, did the first 5 levels and decided you were too tired for puzzles, UK time zone, but we'll go back to it. Awesome. Well, that's good to hear. Thank you so much for trying it out. Ooh, intriguing. We are exiting. Is it because when the areas are mounting, like they're being queue freed, the signals are firing? Vissa, thank you so much. Good call. But why? That's such an interesting thing. It's like before this is able to transition to the next scene, what ends up happening is that it's like the areas are still existing. The children of them are getting queued free, which is actually technically firing the exit. Vissa, have a great sleep. Thank you so much. Did I start game dev before streaming? I did. I've been toying with game dev for like on and off for like quite a long time at this point. Not like a crazy long time in the grand scheme, but I do software development in my professional life. So the skills are relatively transferable over to game dev here and there. So I do this in my free time for fun. Nothing like majorly substantive has come from my development outside of the project we're working on right now, which is not really even a game. It's more of a Twitch integrated like system. And then Spectrum of Shadow is probably the most complex thing I've worked on outside of this right here. And that game we made over the course of 2 weeks. So this is our culprit. Vissa was correct. These are getting fired, and it's emptying out our arrays. So I guess the easiest way to get around this, I don't like it. Thanks. Yeah, no, it's a fun time. Do you do any game development yourself? Get these semicolons out of here. Let's do basically this. Anywhere where we're about to leave the scene, which would be on continue button up. We'll say exiting is true. Exiting is true. And then we will say in here, if not exiting, do this stuff. Same thing here. So what we want to see is we want to see on the next screen that we go to our teams staying intact. But I do think when we mount this scene, we need to call reset teams here. Yeah, we should. We should. Because otherwise when we come back to this scene, it won't reset them. You want to, but you'd be starting from pretty much zero. The best time to start is yesterday. The second best time is to start right now. So if you're interested, pick something up, start poking around with it. If you have no, like literally zero experience in development, my suggestion would be to do something like download like Pico 8 or something. Pico 8 is a fantasy console that you can play games on and also develop games for inside of its own little ecosystem. And like literally look up, like go through the tutorial and the documentation for those things. I know it can be boring, but it's very helpful to understand those things on a like relatively fundamental level. And then just figure out how to draw a circle on the screen. Once you can draw a circle on the screen, figure out how you can make the circle move from left to right, like across the screen. And then once you figure that out, figure out how you can make it move left and right based on your keyboard inputs. And then just keep building on top of that. Okay, so let's check our state here and see if our teams are still intact. Teams. Okay, our teams are intact. Yeah, we just had to like, I don't know. I think what ends up happening in this situation is when we're dismounting, the children, like basically when you are moving from a new scene, it's like it's getting rid of things in like a most specific child to like the parent level. So what it's doing is it's like deleting all of the meadowlings, like the teamlings that are in these boxes. And then when they're deleted, the area is exiting. So it's actually filtering them out of our state, which is a globally scoped object. And then it's moving to the next scene, and now our state has forgotten about our other characters. That's my best guess as to what's happening here. I don't really like having to do this like exiting thing, but it's not that intrusive. It just feels a little weird. It's inspiring creativity. I'm glad, Exovims. I'm glad. It's very satisfying. And I think what's good about game development is that if you really want to, you can have something visually exciting with relatively low barrier to entry, and I think visually exciting things are more inspiring than, you know, something that's like a little bit more back-endy. Owen, what's up? Hope you're doing well, by the way. There's limiting factors, full-time job, mother of children with your own neurospicy. Gotcha. Yeah, I understand that. That's true. That's true. Well, I think a good thing to remember is that you're only ever going to be able to do anything at your own pace. So don't try to like burn yourself out with it. Just take a little bit of time. Learn a few things here and there. You can pick up a lot of knowledge by just like observing people doing these things. Of course, taking that like observed understanding of stuff and then trying to apply it to something can feel very daunting. Oh, special needs, special ed needs kids. Gotcha. I think the biggest pitfall people fall into when they want to get into game development is deciding they want to make like their dream game or like some really complicated large project. And it's like the thing you really want to try to do is just make something extremely simplistic at first. Like super simple. Take like the simplest idea you have and then make it even simpler, because what you thought of initially is still too complicated. Because I think what ends up happening is, as gamers, we're exposed to like projects that are usually done with like an immense amount of brain power behind it from like multiple people, like huge teams of people, and all these considerations that are being thrown into it. And we see that, we become accustomed to that, and we understand that that's the bar. That's not the bar. Like for an individual that's just starting out, you're like, you should just, like I said, figure out how to draw a circle on the screen and then figure out how to make that circle bounce across the screen. Like, it's boring, it seems boring, but it's like so fundamental. And what you don't like really pick up on behind the scenes is that like everything you do, everything you're able to accomplish can be aggregated into like a much more complex project over time, and you'll find it a lot easier to do those things. That's why I think the game jam last year with Spectrum of Shadow was very satisfying to me, because it was kind of like the culmination of a lot of the understanding we had come to have in both Godot, the game engine, and just development as in general. Yeah, make a bunch of little shitty games. It's like, it's not exactly fun necessarily, but it's more about just like the satisfaction of being able to complete something. Like, and it doesn't have to even be games. Make like little interactable things. Make something that like follows your mouse cursor around, like a ball that like lerps towards your mouse cursor or something like that. Make a, I don't even know, like make a game that's like almost like an aim trainer where stuff appears on the screen randomly, and click on them as fast as you can and see how fast it takes you to do that. I did that in Picotron when it first came out. Lerp. Linear interpolation. Basically just make something move from this position to this position over time. Gotta run for the night. 1, 2, 3, once again, thank you so much for hanging out. Have a great rest of your evening, and we'll see you next time. But no, I think that's our checklist for today, is it not? We've got both of these things done. Let's just observe our functionality to make sure everything's fine and it's not broken. I'm excited for the game select screen, dude. The game select screen, if I can pull off the aesthetic I want, is gonna be amazing. And it's gonna be so much effort for like so little, like who cares? But that's another thing about game development that people don't realize, is that if you have something that's not even that visually exciting, if you have like a culmination of 1,000 tiny details, you have something that's really cool at the end product. Coming to see what other people is making is part of you trying to get inspired to start? Yeah, of course. Of course. And like, you know, don't beat yourself up over it if it feels like it takes you a long time to find the motivation to get it done. I think the big takeaway and the big important steps that you're taking is like just doing something. I find there's a lot of, like, there's a handful of pitfalls that people fall into. I described one of them as, like, people wanting to make huge projects off the bat. That's a common one. Another common one I see is people getting very concerned about the nuances of the tools that they want to use rather than just, like, trying out multiple tools and figuring out if they work for their specific purposes. It's like people like to talk about the idea of developing stuff more than they do the doing of it because it's easier, and I understand that. I totally get that procrastination. It's like it's built into us as humans. Yo, Average Atlas, what up? We were just talking about you. Don't look at this screen. This is all a placeholder. Is this the first time you're seeing this stuff? It'll be better with sound effects, for sure. Oh, well, welcome into seeing the selector. I'm just testing the navigation through these scenes and whatnot right now. It looks like we're good, man. Average Atlas. Do you want to play Mahjong? And by Mahjong, I mean Mahjong. Or are you unable? You're down to play? Ooh. We just completed our checklist for today, and there's a little bit of time left in stream. You're down to clown, down to jong. That's exciting. Folks, that's gonna do it for the meta development portion of stream. We did a lot of good stuff there. That was big stuff. So the team builder, or the team builder screen is essentially done at this point. There's some like extra polish and whatnot we can probably do. Obviously, we want to add sound effects and all that good stuff at some point, but that's like down the road functionality. The next screen, the game selection, that one's gonna be pretty interesting. I need to, like I said, I need to off stream kind of like mock up a rough design for what I want it to look like, and then once I have that mock up, we can start actually building the assets out on stream. We also have to do the big background transition soon too, yes. I've talked about that already. We're moving to a cloud-based SQL database rather than having Pocket-based running locally on my computer. That's gonna be huge. That has huge implications for further down the line development. So that's exciting as well. Dude, I love the Mooncat soundtrack. Okay, so let me change the stream category. Mahjong Soul. Boop. Wait, let me change the title too. Okay. I'm going to use the restroom. I will be right back. When we get back, we're going to be pivoting over to some Mahjong. Is there anybody here that wants to play with me and Average Atlas? If so, meet us in the Discord. I'm gonna go ahead and get it booted up though. Mahjong. Cut the music. Zoop. Let's see if it captures like this. You booted up the client? Is that true? Yo, Average Atlas for 19 months.
Just a regular old A prime number.
A prime number. Thank you so much for the 19 months and the continued support and everything you do for the show. And by show, I mean stream. You will spectate? Got you. Look. Yo, Kelsky, thank you so much for the follow. I hope every Wednesday we do development stuff. So if you're interested in watching that for inspiration, by all means, stop by. Might even learn a thing or two. Outside of that, we play a lot of games and whatnot.